then you're immediately like, well, so why didn't the lasers work on the door? And then the next scene, like, you see that, like, that whole mountaintop is gone.
But we're not hooking them up to a machine to...
We're not draining their life energy to keep the planet running. Yes. And Kirk's like, hold on a minute.
Yes, this is Kirk.
I either wait for the Federation or I send out a distress signal, and anybody who comes to this planet, I eat them. I eat them.
Riker had to be, like, over the top and cliche in his, like, actions for the casino.
Do you see it, Enterprise? Do you see it, Enterprise? Sorrow, cry for the children. First and last, first and last, first and last. Delicious.
All Sarek does is goes like this. And
Yeah, he knocks his hand away.
And then the Tellaride's like, Kirk literally, he looks at him and he goes like this.
Program complete.
Good.
Enter when ready.
Welcome back to another Retrek review, where each week we talk about Star Trek. And this week, we're talking about episode 17 of season 3 of Star Trek The Next Generation. And that episode is entitled Sins of the Father. It originally aired March 19th, 1990. It was a teleplay by Ronald D. Moore, who had previously written The Bonding, The Defector, and the teleplay of yesterday's Enterprise with Hans Belmer, Richard Manning, and Ira Stephen Bear. Also, the teleplay was written by W. Reed Morin. That's a first-time writer for the series. It was a story by Drew Deghan, also a first-time writer for the series. It's like a spec script writer. And it was directed by Les Landau, a name we've heard many times. He's previously directed the episodes The Arsenal of Freedom, The Schizoid Man, Samaritan Snare, The Survivors, and Deja Q. The synopsis for Sins of the Father are: Worf is plunged headfirst into the politics of the Klingon Empire when his deceased father is accused of treason. And so, that is the introduction to the show. But before we move on to supporters and comments of the podcast, let's go over to Caleb and ask Caleb, what does he think of the episode?
I enjoyed this episode a lot, actually.
Good.
I'm going to give it a 3. Kuda. There you go.
It was fast and it was inexpensive, and that's how you make Star Trek.
My mind.
Yeah, I feel like we've been lacking some Worf lately the past couple weeks. You know, you got to have watch Data have a kid and stuff, and Worf's not around. Too much makeup. So, feels good to finally have like a Worf-centric episode, and everybody's really good in it. And Picard is exceptionally good in this episode.
Yeah.
And I very much enjoyed the storyline. I think having a long lost brother a little hokey, but whatever.
Sure.
But who doesn't?
Who doesn't want a long lost brother?
Yeah, and when your backstory is, everybody blew up on this planet from the Romulans, and all my family and friends are dead. It's like, you can do anything with that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it turns out that your 1-year-old brother was moved, and also your nanny, she's out there. It's like, oh, okay. I wonder who else maybe survived.
Who knows?
Nobody knew that there was a Klingon woman with Worf when Starfleet picked him up. Nobody knew that. So that's good. But yeah, no. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I want to say that this legitimately is probably the type of episode that they started to be like, and like wrote with purpose.
Yeah.
They wrote with
good.
Yeah. That, I mean, yes, but also they wrote with like the future in mind. They weren't just kind of like just writing to write episodes. Like they started to be like, What if we
Seems like
did
they
more with this?
they also started writing towards the past too,
Yes.
with like, hey, remember that time Riker did that thing on the Klingon ship? That was cool.
Right.
Like referencing things that have happened on the show. Like,
Right.
oh, what a strange concept.
Well, very good. Well, before we get into the review of the episode, let's first, right off the bat, let me come over here. And we say thank you to Ed Markstar and Captain Olimar. We appreciate those guys supporting the channel and sticking around and helping us out. They've been OG supporters for quite some time now, so we appreciate that. And as a privilege of being Patreon patrons, I get their comments read during the podcast. So we got one from each this week.
Nice. The
We
way
first,
perfectly balanced.
and so first we have one from Ed Markstar who commented on A Matter of Perspective. He leaves us his review. He says this episode begins with art students painting a nude model. All the painters are looking at the same model, yet each finished artwork looks different. If art is interpretation of a common subject, then the reference in the finished pieces are the result of a matter of perspective.
Matter of perspective, yeah, of course.
A matter of perspective uses the art class to set up a similar situation that happens in a courtroom. So here we are again, a TNG courtroom drama without the courtroom.
Yeah.
The Enterprise command staff are not legal experts, and the holodeck is not a court of law.
No.
Chief Investigator Craig would file murder charges against Commander Riker, a Starfleet officer, directly to the Starfleet Criminal Investigative Service, or CSIS, a
Uh,
Starfleet law enforcement agency. There we go.
mm, yep.
Military police would immediately take Riker into custody, and all evidence can be holographically recreated in a real court of law, with each side represented by legal experts.
Well, yep.
Which, yes, 100%
Yes.
yes.
But an episode of TNG does that not make?
No. No. This is what bothers most TNG fans. Too many shortcuts are applied due to time constraints, resulting in an episode that feels unbalanced. Details surrounding the events on board the space station are so badly presented that the murder charge against Riker feels like wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Too many stories are presented like the final draft of a novel. TNG is a weekly, 1 hour TV show. This situation keeps happening in Star Trek, leaving some good stories designed to fit in television production limitations are rejected. Paramount
Mm,
Television encourages writers to overreach instead of advising writers to focus their ideas into a compact narrative.
yeah. That I can see that, yeah.
100%.
This I think this would have made for like a good two-part finale.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
easily. Oh, yeah. He says, my rating for A Matter of Perspective is 1 Akuta. So he still liked it.
Yeah.
We get to see how holodeck technology can be applied in an actual courtroom. Okay. By the way, all Federation member research stations like the one on Tanaga 4 are under full-time, full-spectrum surveillance. Law enforcement, military, and civilian coordinate with official research oversight agencies to monitor activities where upgrades to technology can proceed safely.
That's interesting.
He always has a way of making like, hey, here's this thing that they should have just done because this is how space would actually
Yeah.
work with like
This is how the military and also like how they wrote the universe to function.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
always
pretty
it's
funny.
just the thing one of their comments a while ago. I forgot what it was. I can't remember if it was Ed's or Captain's, but it was just like yet again the galaxy feels like the Enterprise is the only ship.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's hard when I get it. It's like you're writing the show, it takes place on this ship.
Right.
So every week you have to come up with a new storyline for this ship. And it's like, yeah, it could be tough.
Yeah.
But you don't have to stay on the ship either. Sometimes you can go to planets and stuff.
Oh.
That's interesting. No, it's interesting that he said that like it would be like nope. So the captain and that person and they're not going to be involved and they're going to be marshaled to like an actual courtroom on a
Right.
planet. Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that makes
obviously,
sense.
because even also too, even if they didn't agree with like going down with the species that like was arresting him, the Federation still would have like a legal team come and they would arrest him and take him to trial, and he like, of course they would. It's like they have all that JAG stuff now, where it's like, oh, something happened on
Yeah.
a military ship out in the water. It's like, okay,
Well, they did that. They did it with Una when she got arrested.
right, oh yeah, right,
And like,
exactly,
and she went to like actually like I think she went to like San Francisco and they did like a court hearing there. And
right. It's like he said,
yeah,
it's production constraints. They want to have a bottle show. Also, they had
yeah,
paid so much money to make that space station set, so it's like we're not building more sets and more
yeah, yeah,
things,
yeah.
and it's like we're not doing that.
I also think it's funny. I think the holodeck makes it harder to like prove your point, like because you can just make it show anything, you know.
Well,
It's like
clearly,
no, no, no. He did this, and he killed this guy with this, and it's like oh, okay. And then you show it, and you're like, well, that seems pretty convincing. You like both sides use it, and it's like, well, I don't know. That looks pretty real. Hmm.
yeah, it's like AI already, right?
Yeah, I do like that episode. I like how they balanced the
Yeah,
extreme good guy telling and the
right.
extreme bad guy telling, and then Picard found the stuff in the middle that matched up through the middle. And I enjoyed that. I yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
like
yeah,
that's the fun part of the
yeah.
like storytelling. Yeah. Okay. Next is Captain Olimar. He left us a review on Matter of Perspective as well.
Ooh, good.
He says, I must apologize for my husband's lack of social graces. He may be one of the greatest scientific minds in the galaxy, but he does come up a bit short in other areas. And then he says, who says that quote?
Yeah.
Horny.
Horn. Yeah. The two she has two versions, right? In her telling, she's no, in Riker's telling, she's horny. In her telling, she's innocent.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's horny. He's very
Yeah.
horny.
He's very oh God.
He knew Mrs. Apgar was on that station the whole time and he couldn't wait.
Uh,
He says, "We're back, baby. Another week, another retrek review.
yeah.
This one is another legal drama. Usually they make for pretty good episodes. Let's see how this one plays out." He says, "I'm surprised Will says the community rates this episode low
Yeah.
compared to most."
Yeah.
But I agree with Will. I have a general favorable attitude to this one. The premise is fun. You go through a scenario recreated via holodeck to show everyone's perspective on the same scene. The
Yep.
premise of the episode relies on you believing Riker could commit sexual assault.
Right.
You're like, I can get behind this.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Why not?
He says, why the frick does Worf look uncomfortable when it's revealed that Riker might have killed someone? Worf
I don't
has
know.
killed for less.
Should be proud of him.
Yeah, I was just listening to Heart of Glory where he kills the Klingon in the engine room and the engine, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, oh hey, remember when he killed that guy? It's like he wasn't supposed to, but he wanted to
Yeah.
give them a Klingon death. Like, yeah, everybody was fine with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of us even cheered.
Plus, everyone is hesitant to give him the benefit of the doubt. They all look at Riker weird.
Yeah.
He's probably innocent, and if not, they probably deserved it.
Yeah, exactly. There was so many times in that episode where people would look at him and be like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
I can't believe you've done this." And then they'd be like, "You know, I didn't do this, right?" And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, of course, Riker. Of course, we know
No,
you didn't do
of
this."
course not. Why would you do that?
No, no, just calm down. Just relax. Don't
Just
blow
relax.
up. Don't blow up the Enterprise now
I like
because
that.
you.
I just think of you being like, no, 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 nobody thinks that. Just sit down. We have to go through this trial because I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do anything rash. Don't do anything rash. Just
Yeah, don't
relax.
get a rash.
Just
Don't
relax.
shoot us like you
Stop
shot.
trying to catch me. Stop trying to get. Help.
Oh
Jeez.
man. He goes on to say, classic Federation behavior. I like how Picard refused private counsel with Riker, stating it would be inappropriate. Classy.
Yep.
Riker does do a good job of looking uncomfortable slash guilty on the bridge. Then he says, then a rare data log entry after the commercial break. Nice. Which, yeah, it's true. We don't hear Data
Yeah.
give too many logs. Scenario
Nope.
1 begins. Riker's testimony. First, the scene is set. Riker is sent down to bother some scientist about some technobabble, blah, blah, blah. Then his wife comes in, and man, does she have the hots for Riker.
Yeah.
Then she
Why wouldn't you?
then she insists he stays the night and implies her husband has erectile dysfunction, making Riker uncomfortable. Then the assault begins. Awkward to say the least for Riker. If these
Yeah.
events are true, no wonder Riker looked so pissed when he got on board.
Yeah.
I just like that there's a part, I don't know what it is. There's a word for it, and I don't know what it is, but it makes me laugh when Mrs. Apgar and his and Riker's telling of it, like takes off her like shawl and shows her shoulder, and he's like, "Ma'am," and he like pulls her thing back up like over her shoulder.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I know I make jokes about Riker's promiscuity from time to time. What can I say? Man likes a trip to Ryza, but I believe that he turned down this lady down. Which, yeah, of course. There's no
Yep.
way. I'm not saying everything he presents in that, mostly his telling of the other people is true, but like how he reacted to it is 100% true. There's no way he was like, "No, I can't wait to stay on the station." He was like, "No." There was a thing when I was going back with the editing. It was like, okay, number one, why aren't you contacting the people on the planet to see that they had places set for them to go and sleep on the planet? It's like they had to call and cancel those things. He says, because we've already made arrangements to sleep. And she's like, we won't have it. You'll stay up here. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
contact those people to show that, like, she's lying immediately, that, like, they had places down on the planet. And then the other thing was, I can't remember it, but it was another one of those things where it's like, this just shows that she's lying, but that's okay. Scenario 2, Riker is the Riker I joke about. He really is pulling out his inner Chekhov.
Oh wow.
Not gonna lie, I loved Riker kicking his friggin' butt. Double gut punch after assaulting a man's wife. Classy. Then Troy just states that she can't do anything. Betazoid's powers are just for fun laughs about Picard thinking dirty
Yep.
thoughts when Troy's mom is around.
That's true. And if it's gonna like really improve like the outcome of the episode immediately, they don't work. You can't use it.
No, I'm too tired. I'm sleepy.
These aliens can block my thoughts. Like, oh,
Yeah,
interesting. Why is that? I don't know.
no idea.
Probably plot.
Oh, at least Worf species has unique cultural elements we get to explore. Scenario 3. This is pretty good. And an old scientist caught Riker with his wife, and then an old butt man punched down Riker, a trained Starfleet officer of some renown. Then yelled his characteristic catchphrase, "You're a dead man!"
Yeah.
What a waste of 5 minutes of everyone's time. The only information we learned was that she beamed down with the wife, which we didn't need the speculation deposition to learn.
Yeah,
Nice.
because she was there in the courtroom, so I know she survived.
Right. So the generator interacts with the generator created in the holodeck and randomly beams places in the ship like a lens focusing sunbeams. Cool. And it clues Geordi, the boy, and the bot into figuring out the problem.
Good boy.
Yeah, he says the boy and the bot, which
Yeah,
Wesley and Data.
yeah. Visor's the boy and the bot. Those are his nicknames. Those are
Yeah.
good.
Old man scientist perfected the tech and was massing a stockpile for weaponization to make some cash for his wife. This is why the feds are beyond money. Stops stupid crap like this. This doesn't explain why the lady saw Riker as assaulting her. Did he do that? She thinks so. Riker said he didn't, and Betazoid said he wasn't lying. So what happened? I know it's not that important because he killed Riker for mostly financial reasons, but this is a loose thread.
Yeah.
It basically feels like she didn't bank. I think Mrs. Apgar clearly was like leaving the next day because that wasn't like weird that her and the other lady, Tanya, like went down to the planet or wherever they
Hmm.
went. And it's like, so she was leaving the next day. He had already, clearly, Dr. Apgar had already very well, after seeing them together in the room, was going to kill Riker. Like, that's like, you're not going to take away the thing that's going to make me money and my wife. So, like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
But because he doesn't try to kill Mrs. Apgar, so he doesn't think that, like, she's involved. He thinks Riker's the sole reason for all of his problems. So that's that. I think what she did was she came onto him pretty heavily. She was miserable, like you said. Like, it's this the tropey thing of my husband's so busy he has no time for me, and you could have time for me, kind of thing.
Yep.
And I think that she was so jaded and so rejected that she was just like, she refused to believe that she assaulted him. And so that she just thought that by rejecting her so like heavily and harshly, that if like, well, he assaulted me by not allowing me to assault him, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little messy.
It's messy. I like when Caleb said he liked Picard's ending, that he put together everyone's testimony to piece together the truth about what happened along with the evidence with the generator. Really liked the discussion about how the episode is more interesting because you have to piece together what is true about what happened and what is exaggerated. How
Yep.
horny was Manua? How horny was
Pretty
Riker? How
lately.
how ornery was Dr. Apgar?
Very.
What the frick was Geordi doing this entire time?
Nothing.
Nothing. Answered. I think Dr. Apgar's motivation was that he was getting a free supply of whatever from the Federation so he could make weapons with the technology that Picard theorizes he already perfected. So Apgar is using the Federation as a supplier so he can build up a stockpile of weaponized whatever. Picard said that he had reason to believe that Riker not only was kissing his lady, but he was going to snitch to Starfleet that he was running an illegal operation and it was going to cut off his supply. I think he was just really paranoid and the wife thing sent him over the edge. Whatever, who cares? It's pretty minor. Unlike why Troy can't do anything, why is she even on the ship? She sits right next to Picard. Maybe put someone more important there.
Yeah. Like a Klingon.
Yeah, pretty good one this week, guys. I was pulled into the storyline. Maybe I'm just a sucker for legal stuff. But I agree with Caleb that two Akutas is appropriate. So he really liked it
Nice.
with you, yeah.
Good.
Okay, so here's where the rubber meets the road. So Ed Mark Stars says Popcorn Award to Craig R. Nelson as Investigator Crag. He
Hmm.
carried himself with the correct level of gravitas, but was hampered by misdirection and a badly edited script. And Captain Alimar says Popcorn Award this week to Riker. He got to punch a dude and get punched. Fan of the stunt work. So,
True.
Caleb, who does get the Popcorn Award this week for being the best actor in a matter of perspective?
I think I'll give it to Riker.
Ooh.
It was fun to get to watch him play both sides. He basically had to act as two different people, you know?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, they all had to have three separate tellings of the same thing. So yeah.
Yeah. So he had to act
That's
like all scenarios out, which I thought was pretty good.
He had to act out all three different scenarios and also be shocked that people were accusing him of murder and lying and being a rapist.
Yeah.
So yeah, or at
Would be
least a
shocking.
near rapist.
Yeah, attempted rapist.
Yeah, very good, Jonathan Frakes.
Yep.
I guess Ed will have to be happy with the MVP award, which is what
Yeah.
Investigator Craig got.
He was good. Yeah, no, he was good.
I agree. Well, thank you guys for leaving your reviews on that episode. We know you'll have more for us to read next time. We appreciate that. Thanks for giving us your perspective. But until next time, when we read your comments, let's not have our audience wait for any further ado. So let's get straight into the review. Yeah. So it opens up with this terrible stock image, which was clearly like a CGI thing with these two ships not moving at all. Like even the Enterprise was not like overly lit. Like the cells were not pulsing in any direction. There was no like light changing on the Enterprise or on the Klingon ship. It was crazy how terrible it was in the opening bit where Picard's doing his captain's log.
Yeah.
And then later I saw at the end, but I couldn't get like a real, like firm answer about it. It seemed like when they were taking the original film negative to make DVDs of season three, like
Mm,
they permanently damaged some of the original film negative.
nice.
And so they had to go and like CGI this scene, I think, or something like that. But I couldn't get a firm answer on that. But at least they spoke about it because it was noticeably bad. Only like the stars in the background are moving and like the ships are not doing anything. It's very noticeable.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't super pick up on it. I feel like they use this type of scene a lot where it's just like stationary stuff happening.
Yeah, I totally agree. They usually do have like static things, but like at least the ship looks alive. Like it's
Yeah,
sitting there and
like
it looks
blinking and
like
stuff.
there's blinking, there's lights changing, the cells are like pulsing, all this stuff. Nope.
They use
Uh
like that space sound.
yes. Yeah.
The ship's just like sitting out there. I'm like, yeah,
Nice.
space,
Space. The final frontier.
the
Um
last frontier.
then we learn, as you brought out, we learned about the exchange program again with like Riker and the Pa, like
Yep.
which was a cool callback.
Yeah. It was nice to know that that actually happened in universe.
Yeah. It was a nice reminding also that like Riker was like, well, I know what it was like. I'm ready to help this guy out. Like, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great.
Super good. And then they go into the transporter room and we get our first guest appearance of the episode. We get Teddy Davies as the transporter tech. She talks to Riker and Picard.
Yep.
She's a character actor who's not in a lot of things.
This is O'Brien's nighttime shift replacement.
Exactly. Then we turn to the transporter and we get Kern. And Kern is played by Tony Todd, who just passed away in 2024.
Oh man.
And Tony Todd is in a ton of stuff, tons of stuff. But he's kind of mostly known for being kind of like a horror guy. He's in tons of stuff, but he's kind of mostly known for
Hmm.
that. And he
Yeah.
plays the original Candyman in the original Candyman movie.
Okay. Yeah.
But he also, maybe for our generation, he's known for playing, I guess, Death in the Final Destination movies.
Oh, interesting. I definitely remember him, Candyman.
Well, yeah, but he's in
He gets
tons of
stung
stuff.
by all the bees.
Yeah, Tony Todd is in tons and tons of stuff. So
That's cool.
yeah, so he comes off. He's very Klingon, which is great. And he's like, "No, I'd like to take my station." And it's like, "You sure you don't want to see your quarters?" And he's like, "Please, please let me go to my station. I just want to go to my station." And he's like, "Yep." And they take him there. And then for some reason, like Riker is super annoyed with him already. And I was like,
Yeah.
what do
Yeah.
you want from this guy? Like, he's a Klingon. He doesn't care about going to his bedroom. Like, what? Like,
Yeah. His time aboard the Klingon ship's really showing off here.
yeah.
Like immediately.
But the thing I liked, because when he goes up here in a minute, he goes up to the bridge and he has his big speech and he walks around the whole thing and he tells
Yeah.
everybody what's expected of them. It's like, the thing I liked about it was, like, yes, he's hard and he's a little abrasive and he's a little, like, curt, but like he also was actually a little more softer for like Federation people, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he talked very clearly and very like eloquently for Federation people.
Yeah, he did.
which is why I like when he for whatever reason Wesley decides to whisper something to Data, and then he's like, "Is there something you would like to say, acting ensign Wesley Crusher?" And it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, nope, I'm all set, sir." Like,
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed
it,
that. And even Picard, he's like, "Yeah, now that is how you run the bridge." He's, you tell Wesley to shut up.
yeah,
Love it.
it was really funny. Oh, and then it's like, I think it was at this point where he's like, "Hmm, definitely, Commander." Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it's a good intro. And yeah, it just they set course for some cluster or something to go scan, and then it's like, he sets the mark and the ship flies off.
Yep.
So we have musical intro, we come back, we immediately are met with Wesley complaining to Riker about Kern's command style, and then in walks Geordi, and he hates Kern's command style because while they were
Yeah.
doing maintenance on something, he was like, surprise inspection. And they were like, we hate this. And now
It
we
is
have to
funny.
work
Yeah.
double shifts.
Yeah. Or just don't, right? Because like it's not real. Like
Right, right.
he's not actually like in charge of the ship.
Right. It's like we're allowing him to be in charge of the ship, and you could make it look like you're doing things, but like,
Yeah, but just I wouldn't.
that's pretty funny. And Riker tries to go along with it, like, hey, I get it, like, but he has a different command style, and it's okay. Like, he's used to doing this way, and Jordy's like, I don't care about
Yeah.
anything that you're saying.
I didn't sign up to be
Yeah.
he told us to do by Klingon.
It was so funny because he's like, well, this isn't a Klingon ship. How dare he behave like this? And like, isn't the point of this, like Picard later says in the episode, like, this is about helping each other, like, tolerate
Yeah.
each other, like our different command styles. And it's like, I get that
Yeah.
he's hard on you, but like, so what?
Yeah. So right off the bat, we get to see Starfleet being intolerant of other species. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So that's always a good.
I get Wesley being upset because he's upset about everything and he's a child.
Yeah.
But Jordy was like, come on. So what? He did a surprise inspection. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Also, like, you know how the Enterprise functions. He doesn't. So, like, whatever. Let it go, man.
Right, right.
Let it go.
And then we go back to Kern on the bridge, and he's like, Worf tells Kern some bit of information, and he's like, "Oh, and Lieutenant, what do you see out there?" And he's like, "It's this thing." He's like, "And what would the coordinates be?" And he's like, "It's these coordinates." And he's like, "And when you see those things at that coordinate, what do they represent?" And he's like, "They represent these things." And he's like, oh, "Very good, Lieutenant."
Yeah.
It's just like he's treating him like a child, like a little
Mm,
baby. And then Worf's like,
yeah.
and he's like, oh, yes, yes. Then he just settles back down. No. He's like,
Yeah.
hmm.
Use your anger.
Exactly. He, that's the thing I like about it because they do it in the episode where Riker goes over. I just like the fact that like over there they're always like headbutting each other and like smashing each other. They're always like, yes.
Well, that's what I like in this episode when they're like, well, I hope I didn't offend you. He's like, no. He's like, I'm on a Federation ship. If we weren't, you'd be dead.
Right. Yeah, because we cut the Riker and him in the thing and in the turbo lift, and Riker's like, "Can I give you a suggestion?" He's like, "A suggestion?" And he's like, "Hey, maybe." He's like, "I know over there on the Klingon ship, they needed an iron hand." He's like, "But you can have different command styles over here." And he's like, "Thank you for that suggestion, but I won't be taking it." And he's like, "Hey, I'm just trying to help out." He's like, "Yeah, if we were on a Klingon ship, I would kill you for your suggestion." So keep in mind that I am actually
Yeah.
following Starfleet regulations.
I'm really toned down, yeah. Well, that was what was funny to me too, was he's like, I'm very familiar with Starfleet and I'll be following those like to the T.
Right.
And it shows you like how they kind of don't ever follow Starfleet stuff. Like,
It's very true. Then like probably a really, really great scene where they cut to the dinner room and
oh man.
he's standing there with the food
How
And he's
long
like,
has this creature been dead?
it seems like it's been in the sun for too long.
It did look like a very, very dry turkey, didn't it?
Oh yeah, well, it's under all these studio lights. And so
And we get
he
to learn about the great caviar famine of
oh man.
2076, so that's
This
good.
and what does he say? What does he say after he before he gets the caviar, he picks it up and he's like, "Oh, that's right." He's like, "I would love to try your dead burnt bird meat." It was very good. And he slaps a big turkey, like a big turkey leg on his thing. And then Beverly
Yeah,
comes over with the caviar and he's like, What is this? And then Data's like, It is from like a scaleless. And he's like, It's from a fish. It's from a fish. And it's like, the replicator doesn't do it justice. So I bring my own personal stash. And he's like,
yeah,
I'm honored. He's like wiping it on the turkey breast, on the turkey.
yeah, because he picks it up with his fingers and he wipes it on the turkey. Yeah, very funny.
Oh, man. And he just grabs things from the table and goes over, and then
I think he
he's.
grabbed like like flowers and stuff off
I
the
think he did. I
display
think he did too.
because he's
And he.
eating like the rose when you see him at the table. He's like taking the petals off. Um, yeah, but the caviar thing is interesting to me.
Okay.
Like, so you're telling me that the replicator can't produce things that, resemble.
Like only because I have like future Star Trek knowledge. Apparently, like the replicator is kind of like a 3D printer in a sense, where it's just taking like proteins and other parts of whatever you're asking it to do it, and it is making that thing. Like it is making it, but it's not like the actual thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird that like it can't reproduce things that taste like they're supposed to.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be a twofold thing where the replicator isn't perfect, and two, that like caviar is already like a snobby thing. It's already like hoity toity.
Yeah.
And I think we're supposed to take away that like Picard is like, I've asked for caviar before, and the replicator doesn't do it justice, so I bring my own personal stash with me. It's like, I think it's just supposed to be that. It's a reason to get Kern to feel like he has to have it on his plate because the captain made it a specialty thing. And two, that Picard is like, he likes rich, fancy, high society stuff. Because
Yeah.
he's a classy man. Then there's a really interesting bit here. So he sits down at the table. He's eating like random things. They're all talking. I think he spits the caviar out. But
Yeah. Oh, what, you don't like it? All
while
right,
I
thanks,
am
Ben.
sure this is well prepared, it does not agree with me.
Yeah.
But there, when they cut to across the table to Riker talking to him, we see Worf sitting there, and it's just an excellent contrast of Curran is using his fingers and his hands to like eat things, and you look at
Yeah.
Worf and he's using like a fork and he's like taking the piece of turkey and he's like slowly eating it because like also he doesn't really like it, but he's just dealing with it. Because when he
Yeah.
eats that piece of turkey, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to eat it. Like he goes like, like he doesn't really want to eat it. And then that's when Jordy's like, it seems to agree with Worf. And then Kern like looks at him and he's like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, it does.
It would. You disgust me.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That whole dinner thing was very, very good. So Worf confronts Kern in his quarters. He's like, permission to speak freely. Why do you need to speak freely? I need to ask you questions of a personal nature, and you can't ask me these questions within the protocols of the Federation. And he's like, no. And he's like, okay, go ahead. He's like, and then he just asks him, is there something wrong? Like, do you not like me? Why are you doing this to me? Like,
Yeah. So thanks to Paramount, I
oh,
knew I knew what this episode was.
Oh.
because it's it says like sins of the father, and it's literally like the first three words is like Worf's confronted by his brother, and you're like, oh, okay. So that I went into it like knowing like this guy's his brother, but like
That's
but in this
hilarious.
scene I was expecting Worf to be like like knew that it was his brother,
Oh,
but no,
that's
it was so
funny.
that was interesting having him be like, why do you hate me so much? Yeah.
Yeah, and he presses and he presses and he presses, and
He
then
cuts
it
you off.
happens.
Father.
Yeah, he presses him to the point where Worf's like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to kill this guy, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be sorry about it." And
Yes.
we get a very
You
classic Worf line, which is goes on to be repeated many times. He says, "I am a Klingon. If you doubt it, a demonstration can be arranged."
Yeah, it's good.
It's a very good line. And yeah, whatever he says, Mevya, when he goes to attack him, he's like, ah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like when he throws the chair.
Oh, yeah, yeah, right. That's what they said. That's what he does. He throws the chair over and he goes, ah, and he comes up and he goes, Mevya. And then he's like, all these things. And then we learn, as you said, we learn that he's his brother. And that goes to commercial. Come
It's
back
so
from,
funny because like the Klingons are supposed to be like such like warrior races and stuff. And then
yeah.
he goes into this long like diatribe of like, when I was but a child,
That's why,
I
what's his
was
name from six? I think it's six. Whatever his name is. Kang. I forget what the guy patch guy's name
yeah,
is. Chang.
yeah,
When
yeah, like the poetry
he
enthusiast,
loves
yeah.
Shakespeare because that's kind of how Klingons are. They're very much like
Yeah.
super emotional, super irrational, but then they're like, ah, yes, but when I was a small boy and
Yeah.
I was in the
Well, knowing what
field.
I know about Klingons now, basically him enjoying Shakespeare is just him reading smut, is what
Exactly.
I've.
Yep.
So that's good.
So we get Kern's backstory. Basically, like you said, I think you said at the top of the episode when you were speaking of your how you felt about it. We basically learn with all of the context put together that which would they name drop him later in the episode, Moog, their dad,
Moog. Yeah.
Moog, their dad took his wife and Worf to Kittimer to track down a traitor who he felt was going, like working with
Mhm.
the Romulans.
Yeah.
And Kern was too young. He was a 1-year-old, and he left him with a family friend, Lorg, back on Kronos or wherever.
Yeah.
He took them to Kittimer because they were not going to stay there long. He was just going there to basically out the traitor and then leave. And they also took their like nurse like thing. So we're led to believe that also Worf he's older than one. He's older than Kern, but he also is still too little because he needed like a basically like you said like a nanny nurse maid kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So he's not like a teenager. He's not like an 8, 9, 10-year old. He's probably like 2, 3, 4 years old. And they bring him there, and then everything unfolds, and they all get killed except for Worf and the nanny and Kern, because Kern's not there.
And that's how she became the nanny.
Yeah, right. Isn't that funny? Like that's how that would have been good.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Mr. Moog.
Yeah, that's good. So it's a good reason for Kern to be on the Enterprise. We learned that their father is being called a traitor, and
Yeah.
as the eldest son, Worf, he has the right to challenge the accusation. Which, for all secret, hidden, forgotten brother storylines, it's not terrible. It's not
No,
terrible.
it's not bad. No, it's not bad. It's better than Wolverine and Sabretooth being brothers. Tell you that.
Yes, yes. So yeah, so Picard like immediately is just like, "Yep." We learned though an interesting thing, and you've heard of this. Duras accuses their father of aiding the Romulans in the destruction of the Khitomer outpost. So now we do a flash back, flash forward of Enterprise and the Klingon
Mm-mm.
who accuses Archer of being a terrible Archer person and killed all these people. And then they go and hunt him down. They go and try to arrest him and bring him, and he has the
Oh yeah.
trial, is
Yeah, yeah.
Duras.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, obviously, this Duras is named after the archer Duras, but that's why it's like this. So you basically learn
Cool.
that the like that you're learning that that family line is like despicable Klingon people,
Cool.
and also shows why later in the episode why Kempek is like, well, we can't let this get out because they're a powerful family. It shows all the way back to Star Trek Enterprise that like they've been around for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So Picard takes it right to Kronos, goes right there. We're in 10 forward, and Worf tells Kern to not reveal that he is related to Moog or Worf or anybody, and that he's going to be his Chadich, which basically
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like his legal representation in Klingon court, I guess.
Yeah. You're like the lawyer, but also like you have to kill the other person if they start to attack. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah. And basically, Kern, I like this part in the 10 forward because Kern, they're like, well, I'm not going to do that. Like, obviously, we're going to defend our father together. And he's just like, no, because you don't need to put your life on the line. No one knows that you're my brother. Like, if this goes sideways, like, you can at least still have a life and not die. And it's okay, like, as older brother, like, I'm deciding, like, this is what's going to happen for you in the future. So, this is where we get the name drop of Moog. That's their dad's name.
Yep.
And,
Trick.
yeah, then we see Kronos, they beam down. We see the capital, and Worf comes up with his like sash, and he challenges the lie. I am Worf, son of Moog, and I challenge that. So
Why
yeah,
have you come?
yeah. Why have you come?
Yeah.
That's good.
You shouldn't be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
But
like immediately is like, so this guy is the one that did it. Got it. You can just leave right now. Well, if you just leave, nobody will do anything. Nothing will happen. Everything's fine. Don't read into it. Just go back to your federation. You
yeah,
should rather be branded as a disgusting murderer for the rest of his life. Don't
yeah.
worry about it.
Well, this is the halfway point, so go down to the comment section and write Chadich.
Charge.
CHA apostrophe capital D capital ICH. Chadich.
Charge.
So, come back from commercial break. Picard does a really cool thing where he stands up for Worf during the opening. I really like that. And Kempek is like, high praise from a commanding officer is noteworthy. I will keep this in mind. Like, I enjoyed that. But we get to see the two actors, our two next guest appearances, which is Charles Cooper as Kempek. Not in a ton of stuff, but he did previously play General Cord in Star Trek V. So the big fat
Oh,
Klingon in Star Trek V and on
yep.
the Borderlands planet, he played that guy.
Oh yeah.
Which, yeah, which funny enough, Star Trek V had come out the summer previous to this episode. So this episode came out in March. Star Trek
Wow.
V came out in June of '89, and this is
Excellent.
March '90. So almost a year ago, the guy played Korg.
What a time to be alive, huh?
Yeah. And then we also get Patrick Massett as Duras. Apparently, he's just a screenplay writer. He's not like a big actor or anything. But I did see that he wrote the screenplay for the 2001 Lara Croft Tomb Raider movie.
Ooh.
So in about 11
Yeah.
years, he'll go on to write that movie. So Duras gives the full accusation that Moog did all the stuff, did all the bad stuff. I thought
Yeah.
it was interesting that Duras goes over to Worf. He strips him of his baldric. He's like, "You may
Yeah.
not have these emblems of your home." Yeah, which is good.
hmm Which I don't know how that's allowed in a court hearing, but that's it.
Wow, they're Klingons.
And they're like, "Oh, okay. So where's your proof?" And he's like, "Just trust me, bro. I know he did it. I saw it when I was a baby."
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then they set up for like, okay, we're gonna go to trial. Like, we're gonna challenge this. It's so funny, dude. I like laughed out loud.
When he slaps him.
No. So he
Oh,
slaps him. He does all that stuff. So after that happens, they're now gonna like set up and like
because
Picard.
I laughed. I laughed when he got slapped. Said, "Wow, that's really over the top."
Well, he's a traitor. He's the son of a traitor. How dare you?
Yeah. No,
So
just the whole thing about the reaction and everything is good, but
yeah. So this is before Picard goes to the Enterprise and wants all of the like information. Right
yeah.
before they get up, Kempek gets up and he goes, "Gabla." He just does this like half-hearted. I don't want to say it. Well, I don't know what the word is. As the actor, kabla, and he just like gets off the seat and he just like walks away. Oh, it's just the way he says it. It's gonna be here. I'm gonna put it in the video. It's
It's
just
really good. He does a lot
uh,
of this.
yeah.
He does a lot of this.
I think his hand is like down like this, and he's like, yes.
Go away. Go away.
It's really funny. So Picard takes it super seriously. He wants all the stuff. He's ready for another trial for his friend, which is great. Great callback to A Measure of a Man and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's very, very good. And then we get the scene that you were talking about. Kempek meets him in the thing. Why are you here? You must leave. Go home.
Why do you care about your father? He's dead. Just let it be.
He's like,
Don't
but
you understand?
I am a Klingon. Why would I not be angry about this? You're saying my family is terrible. And he's like, yes. Your family, I know. I served with Moog. It's fine. It's okay.
I knew all his personal computer codes and everything, and we were friends, and
Yeah. And he's just
that
like,
has nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with it.
your life is in the Federation. Who cares if your father's called a traitor?
It was weird. It was almost like he's baiting him to be like, he's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I guess so. If that's what I knew it. I knew you were a disgusting human traitor. Like he's trying to
Yeah.
bait him into being like, you don't deserve to be a Klingon. Very funny, very over
It
the
was
top.
very funny. And then he's like, why would you do any of this? I don't understand. He's like, I will not be questioned by you.
I do the questioning here.
Yeah.
And then his brother gets slipped a note, and he's like, "Oh, this will definitely go good.
He's like,
Meet me
oh,
in
it's
this
just,
corridor where no one else goes." Like, oh, okay, interesting.
yeah. So before the corridor scene happens, we learn that the USS Intrepid is the ship that arrives
Yeah,
at the outpost. We learn the ship's name that likely saved Worf, which is cool.
that's cool.
But then, yeah, we have that corridor scene where Duras is like, hey, I know that you're the son of Moog, so you're going to let
Yeah,
this go. And he's like, I will never let this go. And he's like, and if you don't let this go, then you will die. And then those two guys come out and he fights him, and whatever, for whatever reason, he has to get stabbed. Yeah. Like, it was funny to me that, like, oh, he fights off both guys, and then he's like, here comes a stab. And the guy's like, you're not going to stab me with that. Stab. And it's just
ah.
like, wait a minute. Like, you gotta have it be
Oh,
yeah. Ooh.
ooh, ah, oh.
Yeah. It's like one stab, he's a Klingon. I did not enjoy. The fight scene
What
ends
kind of
too.
a weapon could cause damage like this?
It was a very Bones line, wasn't it? When we come back from commercial break,
Yeah,
she's like, the type of
yeah,
weapon that caused this much
savage.
damage. She's like, he got stabbed once.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah, but the blade is shaped weirdly.
They make it sound like the blade went in and was like, like it's
He
like
twisted it. Yeah.
it just like it was like a blender and it just went in and just carved like a hole in his
She's
body.
she's describing it like it's the end of the bat lift, like the two spikes went in and just like gutted him.
Just yeah. And in
And like,
reality, all that happened was like he got stabbed fully, and it cut really nastily. Like okay,
yeah, it's a dagger that's shaped like outward and then up. It's a very normal style, like, it's not like it's this crazy.
no,
I mean, I'm sure it's shaped like that because a lot
well
of like
yeah,
arrows for like hunting are like when the metal
blade.
part goes out, it's supposed to cause
Oh,
like, rapid bleeding.
yeah, so much damage. Yeah,
Not
of course.
good. I'm not saying it's good, but
No, of course not.
like once one stab, and they're like, "Well, leave him here."
It's just funny because like you go on, like we've seen it already in like Enterprise and stuff and other shows. It's like these Klingons can get stabbed and gouged and burned, and it's just like they're fine because they're Klingons. They like all this stuff. And then this guy, Kern, one stab. It's like, no, he's gone. He's down.
He's
He's
done.
out.
Yeah. But also, like, hey, since this is already like a trial, that's attempted murder. So are we're
No,
gonna put
not
that
a.
on trial too, or no?
That's why you have a Chadich, so you can do attempted murder. You can't attempt to
Oh,
murder
I was
the
in
the
my
actual
legal
defendant.
right.
Exactly. I went
Jeez.
after. I was angry and attacked his Chadich. Oh,
Yeah.
no problems.
If we can't solve it with facts, we'll just
Kill
solve
him.
it with blades.
It's very Klingon.
Yeah, I know that makes sense. Where's
So
the
we
ball gavel? That's what I need to know.
no, it's
Where's
gone.
that?
That's for disgusting outsiders. That's the courtroom for disgusting outsiders.
Yeah. No, I need more of that. I need more of that.
No,
That was an Enterprise special,
it
baby.
was an Enterprise special, and
Yeah.
it might happen again at TNG, but I don't think it does. Yeah, so Kern is saved by Beverly, obviously, and then Worf is like, "You should have just let him die." Like, oh,
Yeah. Because we're both going to be killed anyway.
yeah. But a cool bit, I like this part. I thought that was well written. That the sensor logs of the USS Intrepid and like the Khitomer Accord stuff or the Romulan ship, whatever other set was, I don't remember which thing specifically. Like after this weird gap happens in the Intrepid, like the synchronization is off just by a couple lines, and now it shows that like somebody has gone in and like edited the material to make it look like Moog did it and not Gerard.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I really liked that. I just liked how they wrote it. I like how they came across it. I like how they put it together. It was like it was a thing that made sense. And it wasn't so like obvious that like anybody looking at it would know it's edited. It was like you'd have to like they didn't have the USS Intrepid. Like the Klingons don't have that sensor log.
Right.
So it's like I like the fact that it looks normal, but when you compare it to what the Federation has, like that's when the flaw was shown. I enjoyed that. So once all of this happens and Worf kind of gives more detail and Picard learns about the sensor logs, he feels that something must be happening with the High Council, which obviously he's right. And then Worf asks Picard to be his Chadich, and that's a really good scene where he's like, "I think I'm going to pick you," and Picard's like, "Well, there's younger men on the Enterprise you could pick to do that," and he's like, "But it would be an honor if you did it." And I really, really super enjoyed. Like I got kind of like I didn't really get goosebumps, but I got like that feeling like you're gonna get goosebumps where
Yeah.
he was like he says whatever the judge le judge, whatever the Klingon word is to him, like that he's accepting the Chadich
Yeah.
honor. He says the Klingon like ceremonial stuff.
Well, because at first he's like, name whoever you want on board the ship. And he's like,
Yeah,
but he's like, there's people that are much stronger and younger and well fitted than I would be.
Żelaźność. Dziś ket jagny judge. Accept.
He's like, nope, nobody else on this ship would I want, but you,
nope.
Picard.
I don't want
You're
the android.
beautiful. I don't want the android with the strength of 10 Klingons.
Right, and the walking computer who would just know like everything.
Well, Jeremy's too young, and
He's back on Earth. I can't.
dude, if Jeremy was the Chadich, that's this episode, right? He's just standing there.
Now he's 13 or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. It's just like
It is a funny thing, and I do agree with you.
they should have.
They-
All three of them should have been executed.
They should have said like, somebody should have said something like, "Well, Worf, if you get
Yeah, who's
if
gonna take care of Jeremy?
that, or like if you're convicted of being accused as the son of a traitor, like does that mean that Jeremy will die too? Like, will the Klingons come looking for Jeremy?" And then he could have said like, "No, they don't know. It's like the Roostai is only like loosely
Yeah.
family connected. Like he's
No, that's not real.
right,
Yeah.
right.
No, I know. Just no mention at
Nothing.
all is
Absolutely
crazy.
nothing. Yep, nothing.
It's
Yep.
good stuff.
Jeremy's gone.
Really good.
Jeremy's
gone.
But
Yeah.
there's a really great part here, and I really enjoyed it. So they go back down to the High Council. They're all like standing there and they're like, okay, so obviously you're gonna just take the charge and go on. Like, how dare you? We know of all these things. And then Picard steps forward and he's like, we will not do this. We will keep going forward with the challenge. How dare you? And they're like, you don't have any room to speak here, human. You are not commanding anything. And he's like, I am not here to command. I'm here to be Worf's Chadich. And he's like, and then Duras gets up in front of him. And he's like, he says something to him like, you think you can withstand a fight? Like, somehow defend him from a Klingon? And then Picard's like, if you'd like to put that to the test, like, I'm ready whenever you are, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Picard. I love when that scene happens and then they give him the like ceremonial dagger or whatever, like the blade. I just love how Picard is just like, he does not give a about
Yeah.
like anything that he's just
No.
like, I don't care about this at all. Like, you're
No.
gonna bring it. I really like
He's
that.
very good in that scene too. He walks over and he like accepts like the dagger.
Yeah.
And then he has like that military walk. He like turns and walks back behind Worf and
Yes.
then turns and then holds the dagger like at his side.
Yes.
Like very like ceremonial. It was really good.
It was
Yeah,
really
I
good.
really
Yes.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he gets a call from Riker that they learned that his nurse, his nanny, survived Kahlest. He requests a break, and he tells Worf he's going to go look for Kahlest in the old quarter of the first city.
Yeah.
And Worf's like, "You will be killed. You will be immediately murdered, for you are a human." And he's like, "I don't care about that."
I'll wear a robe.
Yeah, right. And yeah, Picard goes off to find Kahlest, and that's our commercial break. So that means it's time for trivia.
Oh, not again.
All right, now you're overacting.
So here's some cool stuff. I found some interesting, fun, good things.
Yeah, I bet.
The story began its life as two different scripts, one by Drew Degan, like he's the guy who gets the credit, which featured Worf's father being accused of treason, and then another script by Beth Woods, in which Worf's brother comes aboard the Enterprise. So she's not mentioned in the script at all, but she was
Nice.
another writer. So shortly after officially joining the writing staff, Ronald D. Moore was given the two scripts by Michael Piller and asked to combine them into a single story. And due to Moore's comparative inexperience in writing for television, the more experienced W. Reed Morin, who got credit for the teleplay, was asked by Piller to work with Moore, only for Morin to be removed from the writing process after completion of the first draft due to his own lack of familiarity with the series, with Moore and Michael Piller subsequently seeing the script through to completion.
Wow.
So, just
That's
interesting.
crazy. The guy's like, hey, I'd love to write this, but I have no idea what this even is.
But how crazy is it when you think about it? Like, it's a really decently good episode. And you think about it, like 5 people had like a hand in the pot, and it's not bad. Because usually when you have that many writers, it's like it gets kind of messy. But
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So Ronald D. Moore recalled, I was in love with Sins of the Father, and I fought for it when there was some question about which way we were going to go with it. I really liked the fact Worf took it on the chin that episode. It said he was willing to stand up and do the right thing for his people, even if they weren't going to do the right thing by him. Patrick and I were at the Saturn Awards together, and he made a really good suggestion. When Worf is asking Picard to be his Chadich, Picard originally says a single Klingon word, but Patrick thought it would be nice if Picard knew the whole line of ritual.
Yeah.
At that time, there wasn't a formal ritual, and there wasn't one for Kern either. So I went back and wrote a line for him to say in Klingon and tied it into Picard. So pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's so much better.
Yeah, way better. Then we get this.
It just takes it takes up that extra level of like Picard actually caring and knowing,
Oh, man.
caring enough to know about Klingon customs and also like how to speak Klingon.
Yeah, we
it's
literally
very good.
know from the first 2 seasons of like nobody cares about anybody and like, who are these people? Why should I care about you? To episodes
Yeah.
like this where it's like Picard clearly is super invested in his officers, and
Yes.
like he's ultimately also their friend. Like it's not just he's their captain and you listen to what I say, which is easily first and second season of Next Gen.
Yeah.
Les Landau recalled, here was an opportunity to explore the Klingon world in depth from beginning to end, meaning that Ron Moore came up with a wonderful story which Richard James, the art director, and Jim Mees, the set director, had to visualize in terms of set design and set decoration. Additionally, to which Marvin Rush, the cameraman, had to conceptually find a visual representation of what the Klingon world was all about. I think all three of those gentlemen accomplished that task totally. In fact,
Yeah.
Richard and Jim went on to win Emmy Awards for that episode,
Oh,
which
nice.
I'm very proud of. Yeah.
Were those, are they matte paintings?
The city shots are, yes.
Yeah. Those are pretty good.
They're very good.
We've totally lost that.
Yes, I know we have.
Like matte paintings were incredible. I mean,
I know.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
No,
we've
I
totally
know.
lost that art style.
Yeah, we
Makes me want to
really
bring
have.
them back.
I know. Marvin's work speaks for itself. It was visually one of the most dynamic episodes ever done. It looks like a feature film. There were long, detailed conversations about how, conceptually, we would deal with them. Ultimately, Rick Berman gave the final approval for each and every one of the ideas and details, and we showed a world that was heretofore never seen before, and which the audience craves to see more of.
Hmm.
I was never one of the original Star Trek fans, however. My attitude was, is, and always will be to never see what has come before, but to go where none have before and visualize what is in my thinking and mind as to what the visuals should be, which is dictated by the storyline. We must always come back to the words and what the story is, because without it, we have nothing to tell. After all, film and episodic television is nothing if not telling a story. So interesting.
Yeah.
But we learned in there that those guys won an Emmy for it. We also learn that in his conversation, and this is true, which I know this is going to be like a mind explosion for you. This episode is the first time we see a depiction of the Klingon homeworld Kronos. This is the first time
Nice.
because six hasn't happened yet, and obviously Star Trek Enterprise hasn't come out.
Yeah.
So they don't show you what Kronos looks like up until this episode, which is interesting.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's crazy.
As an in-joke, the captain of the USS Intrepid is named Drew Degan on a monitor screen after the writer who submitted the spec script, which is funny. So, yep, the design of the Klingon Great
Mm.
Hall won an Emmy for Best Art Direction, and that went to production designer Richard James. Also, the exterior of the Great Hall and the surrounding First City was a matte painting created by Sid Dutton at Illusion Arts.
Nice.
The Great Hall in this episode was built off the quite large Tanaga 4 research station that was built for a matter of perspective. Kempek Charles Cooper wore the same cloak as High Council Leader General Cord in Star Trek V, so the same thing he wears is the same thing he wore in the movie, which is cool.
That's cool.
The captain's dining room is seen for the first time in this episode, which is funny.
Oh, really?
Yep. Apparently that was like a specifically different room. It kind of seemed like it was 10 forward, but it's apparently not. So
Oh, interesting. That's funny because like that's such a big part of Enterprise is the captain's
huge.
dining
Yeah, like
room.
where he
Yeah.
sits and eats. Yeah, I know. And then these last two remarks. So Ronald D. Moore remarks, I thought Tony Todd did a wonderful job as Worf's brother. I was kind of worried because there's always that hesitation when you're bringing in other family members no one else has ever seen. Half the audience is ready to throw things at the screen, and you're thinking this better work. I was there when he stepped on the stage and made it his own.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. I mean, Tony Todd's a great actor, but the thing is, too, is like if he didn't do such a good job, like making Worf have a brother would have just fallen so flat.
Yeah.
For all the weird, well, what'd you call it? Like, not hanky, but all the weird, like, corny stuff with doing that kind of thing. Like, it still was corny, but you believe it better because of his performance.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And lastly, I wanted to I'll send you this first. So this is Richard James's design for like the sketch of the Great Klingon Hall. So this is him.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, it's the good thing is Klingons don't really believe in lights,
No,
so
no.
you can hide behind a lot of that stuff by just having low light.
Well, you want low light so you can kill people.
It's true.
Because if
So you
somebody
make your
sees
metal.
you killing somebody, then they have to kill you. And then if somebody sees that guy killing
Yeah.
this guy, then this guy has to kill that.
It gets really messy.
Yeah. They're like, how do we fix all of our infighting? It's like we just turn the lights off. Nobody, so we don't see anything. So lastly, Michael Dorn observed. This is interesting. So I think this is him in the future looking back and talking about his feelings on the end of this episode and what it ends up doing. I think it's a little spoilery, but I don't think it's too bad. So Michael Dorn goes on to say, he goes, there was a lot more involved than the writers realized. Things that have to do with Klingon loyalty and honor. They didn't give it its due. You look at Worf in a different light, and I've played him in a different light since that episode.
Hmm.
This is not something they have come up with. I'm doing this on my own. And then he says, hey, it's their fault. They wrote it. So now I'm
Wow.
going to carry on with it.
Yeah, that's good.
And I've heard from interviews and like convention things that like the same with Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis, like they write immediately like, oh, well, they're old boyfriend and girlfriends and they have mad feelings for each other. They're really in love. And then
Yeah.
it's like we don't play to that any at all. And so those two actors chose that when they had scenes together or something was happening in the episode, like they would purposely behave a certain way so that it was conveyed that like they had a relationship or that they cared about each other or that they were in love with each other, whatever. Like those actors carried that storyline forward. And now it seems like they write this thing about Worf and Michael Dorn was like, Worf's going to be a different guy now. Like you've changed how he views things. Like so he's going to be different now. And I'm going to make that decision,
Yeah.
which I appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. Well, I like that the actors actually care about it.
Yeah. Well, Michael Dorn, I mean, honestly, he goes on to like be like he's basically becomes like the Leonard Nimoy of Klingons. I mean, really, ends up
Yeah.
going being like, oh, if you have a question about Klingon stuff, like you just talk to Michael Dorn because it's like he's the reason why.
Yeah, because he legitimately speaks it.
Right, right.
He's fluent
Yeah,
in JavaScript as well as Klingon.
exactly. So we come back from trivia, and there always has to be a burning barrel to show
Yes.
more
How dangerous.
how
it is.
dangerous and how poor the section of this area is. It's always, yeah. You never see like a burning barrel like in a really affluent, like super rich area. No, it's always like,
No.
no, this place is forgotten. Nobody knows
Oh,
where
yeah.
this is.
Burning trash to stay warm. Bunch of
Right.
poor people.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Good Lord. The shot of Picard coming down the stairs in his robe with his little bright black boots underneath.
Yeah.
It struck me so funny because it reminds me of the part in Nacho Libre where he's wearing his robes and then he's got those brand new white boots that he bought
Oh,
at the market and he's coming
yeah.
down the stairs.
Yep. Yep.
Bubba.
For me.
I don't know why it struck me. It struck me
It's
funny because
It's funny. I thought you were gonna say he looked like a Jedi Knight or something coming down the thing, but yeah.
yeah, basically he did too. Yeah,
But then we meet our last guest appearance for the episode. We meet Thelma Lee as Kaylest, just a character
yeah,
actor. He finds her, he confronts her, and we learn all the stuff that I talked about earlier. That like Moog went to Kittimer to find the traitor,
get him
and
out.
of course he's loyal to the Empire, of course.
Yeah,
But she's not gonna help. And
nope.
she says this great thing. He's like, well, won't you come back and like talk? And she's like, no. Well, I know Kempek, like he had a really soft spot for me. He was like really attracted to me. And
But
Picard's
he
like,
was fat.
but he was fat.
That's disgusting. I'm already dead.
Yeah, I'm already dead. I'm already dead. Yeah. And so Picard's like, well, I guess I'll try, I'll have to come up with something. And he like leaves and then immediately gets jumped by the two Klingons from before. And this is the thing. I just like, to me, the corridor fight and this fight, this one's like, I know it plays out a little bit better, but it's like, I just don't like the fact that Kern fights off these guys and then gets stabbed and he's gone. And Picard immediately stabs one of them. That guy's out. Like, so Picard can fight these guys off, but Kern can't, which was just foolish.
Yeah.
And then, Picard has the ability to hold this Klingon off for a couple seconds to not kill him. And it's like, yes, it has a sweet reveal that Kahlest is a Klingon lady and kills that guy. Like, that's cool. Obviously, that's cool. Having an old woman like stab a Klingon in the back. It's pretty cool. But it just is like, it's so unbelievable that this would be happening.
Yeah. No, I know. It's one of those things where it's like I can kind of let some of it go because like I know that Picard does a lot of fencing,
Yeah,
which
okay.
which
Okay.
helps, you know.
That's okay.
Holding a Klingon though, I don't think that I mean I know that they're stronger than humans, but knife skills I would say Picard is
You make a very good point. I don't disagree.
it's not
I
like
just,
he's not experienced in combat, you know.
yeah, I just feel like Kern should have at least gotten a couple stabs or something, just
Yeah.
in comparison. Kahless likes Picard's courage. She appreciates seeing, like basically, he's not afraid. So if he's not afraid to take on Klingons and die for Worf, then why should she be afraid to not appear? So Kahless comes with Picard, and obviously Kempek hates it. They take him aside. The Council is protecting Duras, and then it's like, okay, well, she can leave because we're not gonna allow this testimony to be held in open court. Like, that's crazy. Are you kidding me? And
Yeah.
then he's like, you may go back. And then he's like, it is good to see you, Kahless. She's like, and you are still fat.
Yeah, it was very
That
good.
was very good. Yeah, and then we learn that Gerard is the traitor, the father of Duras. And then Picard and Kempek and Worf and Duras go back and forth, and they reveal all of the stuff that basically, if you out Duras's family as being traitors, it will bring about like civil war on the Empire because they're so prominent and like powerful families on Kronos, like in the Empire. But then Picard argues, like, fine, we're not gonna, well, you can keep your secret, but like, you're not killing Worf and Kern to protect this stupid thing. Like, that's not happening. And it's like, yeah, but there has to be something because they're expecting this to happen. Like, the council is watching. This is expected to happen. So
Yeah.
Worf's like, no, I'll die. And Picard's like, absolutely not. You're not going to do this. And then he tells him the Chadich will shut his mouth or whatever he says. Will be silent or whatever he says. And then he offers discommendation, which is basically like he considers himself not a Klingon anymore, essentially. And then
No.
Kempek is like, I like there's a end part with this thing with Kempek and Worf. I really enjoyed. It's like it's heartbreaking in a sense, but I really enjoyed it. Is where he says, "I'll have this commendation," and Kempek is like, "Yes, yes, like that will fix." He's like, "That will fix everything," and then he's like, he says something to him, and then he's like, "You truly are a Klingon." And then Duras comes over to say something to him, and then Worf like slaps Duras, and he's like, "You are the son of a traitor." And Kempek
Yeah.
is like,
I like
yes.
that because he says everything that we talked about in this room stays in this room. And they're like, yes. And then Worf says, he does that line where he tells him like, no, you're actually the disgraceful one. And then he hits him and it's like, yep. So that it's
He's
like
like,
he used that opportunity to
yeah,
like say that, like, well, I'll never be
yeah,
able to say this if I don't say it now,
right, right.
Yeah.
And then he goes, now I'm ready. I'm ready to go now, basically. Like, yeah,
It was good.
it was very, very good.
Never forget what he
Yeah,
did today
I
for
literally
you
wrote this
and your
down.
brother
It's
and Jamie.
amazing. He literally says to him, and I wrote it because it's great. He says, "There will be another day, Commander. Do not forget what he does here today. Do not let your children forget." It's very, very good.
Very good.
Yep. And then we just end the episode with the council turning around in disgust.
La la.
Yep. It's
So
yeah, go ahead.
explain it to me a little better. So the option is to kill both of them
Because they're sons of traitors.
because they're sons of traitors, or they can pretend that his brother is not his brother, and
Correct.
Worf like basically denounces his birthright,
Correct.
or
He
yeah.
denounces that like he's considered a Klingon. Like he is like he's an outcast.
So
Like
he
he
is
is.
legitimately 100% Federation
Yep.
guy now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which is why Michael Dorn said in his comment, like, okay, you made him like not a Klingon anymore. You made him just a Starfleet officer. He's just like an Earth person. He has like any of the
Yeah.
things that would make him viewed as a Klingon from another perspective, like a Klingon perspective. Like, nope. He's like excommunicated. It was like he is completely
Yeah.
removed from the Klingon society.
So no more calling in favors for ships to help
Literally
back you up
anything.
and
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Anything.
Good stuff. Yeah.
And as he says, Kempek and Duras are the only ones who know that Kern is his brother. So just like you two already
Yeah.
know all this secret nonsense about Gerard and that he's the real traitor. So like just deal with the fact that like let him be the son of Lorg. Like who cares? You
Yeah.
already it's like it's who cares if that's a secret? You're keeping this a secret.
Yeah.
And so he'll just take it on the chin that like he can never come back to Kronos. He can't talk to Klingons. Like there's nothing. He can never associate with a Klingon again, essentially.
Nice.
Which is practically that's why Worf says perhaps it is better than my death. And that's basically like I'm not a Klingon anymore. Yeah.
Either way, right? It's
Either way.
no. But doing that like for his brother specifically too is
Right. Yep.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we honestly, this is like I said, this is like the start of like seeing why Worf is Worf as the movies and TV shows and all these stuffs go on. Like, why is Worf the way? Like, why is he venerated as such like a fun, cool character besides just saying fun one-liners? Like, why is Worf like probably one of the more well-liked characters of Star Trek?
Yeah.
And this is like the start of that. This kind of a thing. Yeah, I think it's a super strong episode, and it's kind of funny to have a really light Worf episode from yesterday's Enterprise where we bring back Tasha, and Worf is like barely in the episode, and we kind of like
Yeah.
erase him from the episode so that you can have a different plot with the old security officer. It's like the immediate next episode is like super Wharf heavy and like gives us lots of backstory and lots of material to like dig our teeth into, and it's really fun. And
That is kind of
I always
crazy.
forget how good this episode is. I always forget. I remember the scenes in it. I remember the Chadich thing, and I remember him with the dagger and like Kern and all that stuff. Like I know but I always forget that like from start to finish, there's really
Yeah.
not anything that's really bad in this episode.
No, not really. No.
It's very, very good. Well, that was our review of the episode. We appreciate you guys sticking with us as we talked about it, but don't go away because we're about to do the thing that everyone has been waiting for.
No, they're not gonna hold me down, 'cause I've got faith of the heart.
So, Caleb, who gets the Erica Ortegas Award for being the most unlikable?
The stupid traitor son,
Duras.
the real one. He's just a real piece of junk. You know what I'm saying?
He is a real piece of junk.
Real piece of junk.
As you can
He's very
tell from-
lucky that society would crumble if they
Gotcha.
knew the actual what really happened. You know?
Yep. The really funny thing I think about is now that you've seen Star Trek Enterprise, you're like, will Duras's family be a problem going forward? It's like,
Yeah.
Would they reference a
Hmm.
character from one episode in another series?
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah.
No, that
Duras
would be
is-
crazy.
Duras is pretty despicable. we don't have a lot of episodes where it's an outright like really really bad like actual villain. It does
Yeah.
happen, but there's like most of them are very like, he didn't understand or he was misunderstood or whatever. It's like,
It's one of those things where it's like he knows
oh
that
right,
he's the bad guy, and it's like he enjoys being
oh
able to like really talk down to Worf and treat Worf like he's despicable.
right,
And then I think that's what genuinely makes him like the bad guy
oh yeah,
is like you don't have a problem with like doing this, and it's like that's a little rough.
yeah. Well,
It's
you
one
know
of
the
those
other
things
thing,
like if he was just going along with it because like that's what council wanted and that's what like society needed. That's one thing, but
yeah,
he like relished it, you know?
yes. It's an interesting thing that I think I give a lot of credit to the writers, Ronald D. Moore and Michael Piller, and maybe Drew Degan. I think the interesting thing is that it has a like it has some themes of a muck time in there where we learn about T'Pring and Spock because he goes down. He has the Kunat Kali fee, whatever they call it, and he fights Kirk, and then he wins. He thinks he killed Kirk. He's like, okay, T'Pring, I'm ready to be married, and it's like, no, I'm gonna marry Stan. And the episode ends with her like being kind of a terrible person and like leaving with Stan and not Spock.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the same thing. Like the bad guys kind of win in this episode. Like
Yeah.
it's very rare for a Star Trek episode to end with like things didn't work out for our heroes, kind of a thing. It's just interesting.
Yeah, because Picard was kind of almost ready to go to war.
Right, right,
Like
yeah,
no no
yeah.
no 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 no. The Federation and your Klingon alliance is based on like truth, and I'm
Yeah,
not
'cause-
going to stand for this garbage. And then it was Worf that was like, no, we're not doing that. But like Picard was ready.
oh yeah. Well, that's the funny part too, right? Because he says, like you're saying, Picard says he expresses himself about it. And then I think Duras says, like, the Tradish will, like, you're not going to speak for them. He's like, I'm not speaking as a Tradish. I'm speaking as the Federation officer of the
Yeah,
captain of the USS Enterprise. Like, you are not executing one of my officers, and I'm not
yeah,
giving you Kern. Like, this is not happening.
yeah. You, it's over. You lose.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Well, next is the Elizabeth Cutler Award for being the most forgettable of the episode.
Wesley.
Yeah. What do you mean I have to have a Klingon commander?
I just feel like he just doesn't like me, and I don't know why. I don't know what I did.
I don't know what I did. I just completely ignored him talking on the bridge. I don't know why. Yeah, pretty good.
I don't know what his issue is.
I hate him. Well, next is the Mugatu Award for the best alien of the episode.
Deanna.
Hmm. Yeah, oh yeah, you love Deanna in the episode?
Yep,
You
this
like
really
her
stands out.
design? Really stands out. That's great.
Yep,
That's good.
yep. I don't. You can't give it to a Klingon. The whole episode is Klingon.
That's fine.
Crap. We do this on purpose.
The lies.
I just want to see the Mugatu again.
I know you do. Okay, well, we'll take it. Troy, it is.
Betazoids is where it's at.
Yeah. So next is the Trip Tucker Award for the MVP of the episode.
Oh boy. Picard.
Wow. Okay, Picard. Wow,
He
nice.
steps up, he fights off Klingons. Yeah, because he could have very easily said, I really want to do that for you, Worf, but like as the captain of
I'm
the
not
ship,
going.
like I can't like put myself in that position.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah,
didn't. He said, "No, I'll do it, and I'll even start a war if I have to."
yeah. That's what you like in your starship captains. Very nice.
Yep.
Well, next is the Spock Award for the best line of the episode.
I think Picard's line at the very end there, the remember what
Oh,
Worf did
yeah.
and tell your stupid child what he's done.
Tell Jeremy.
Tell- Go home and tell your children what your brother did, and I'll go back to my ship and tell Jamie what he did, and we'll never forget.
Never. Not my brother. Yeah, it's a good quote. Next is the Shran Award for the best action sequence.
It's either his brother getting fighting in the hallway
Okay.
or Picard fighting in the poor streets.
Yeah.
I think the corridor one is better, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
It's more exciting.
Yeah, because technically, you know, as the audience, you do sort of expect Kern to die in the episode.
Yeah, you're introducing a character that you didn't know about before and doesn't really affect you if you know about him moving forward.
Right. Yeah. I can agree with that. More tension.
He's introduced like just enough.
Right. To be like, no, not Worf's brother. No.
Oh, but now Wolf really has no family.
No, Jeremy will be sad too. Oh no.
Jamie could have had another brother
Oh no.
and a nephew, probably.
And an uncle. And a nanny.
Yeah.
We
Oh my God.
definitely won't learn that Worf has more family. We definitely won't learn
Oh, don't.
that.
I'm your sister. They put
Okay.
me on the penal colony long before the
I'll
explosion.
help you right now so you don't have to worry about it. And I don't care if it's a spoiler. You'll
Yeah.
never meet Moog.
No, he's dead.
Right. Just to make it clear, his dad, we never see him. There's no actor that plays him. He's just a name.
Yeah. No, his dad is definitely dead. That's it. Everybody else can be.
Everybody else is coming back.
Everybody else can have a secret escape plan.
Oh yeah. Q saves them all, and yeah, except for Moog. Leaves them dead.
Oh my God.
Next
I look forward.
is next is the NX award for some sweet chip stuff.
I enjoy seeing Kronos.
Mm. Yeah, it's good stuff.
The main building there with the
Like
the
with the big
Klingon
emblem.
logo,
Yeah.
and it has like the grates where the red light is shining through. It's
Yep.
pretty fantastic.
Pretty great. Yeah. It's a funny thing. Remember we talked about it a long time ago that you were like, no, they all kill each other. They're like, there's no painters, there's no plumbers.
Yeah, oh yeah, their society. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no. But the funny thing is, there's like Klingon contractors and like architects and stuff who make all this stuff. Like it's just funny.
It is fun. And I think that's because we always see the ones in space that are like the actual like
Right.
warriors and fighters. And
Yeah.
it's like that's like their military, so it's like, okay,
Right.
yeah, no, I get it.
But I tell you, we were talking about it, I think off camera. The thing I would appreciate seeing is Star Trek Klingon or Star Trek Kronos. Like have a whole series where you're following Klingons on the planet, like, and we deal with what their life is like. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I agree with you. Matte paintings, all that stuff, very good. Next is the Porthos Award for the cheesiest thing of the episode.
Oh, that's when Worf gets slapped.
You really
I
hated the
find
Rod
it
slapping him.
I find it to be pretty cheesy. Yeah, I don't.
How dare you?
Yeah, like to the point where it stood out above everything else for me.
Really? Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Even Picard's shiny little white boots didn't do. It's just one of those things because it's the 80s and well, it's the 90s now. But yeah, it's like he clearly is nowhere near him when he like
Oh, I see. I gotcha.
flies his arm through the air. It like makes contact with nothing, and then Worf's like over the top, like, and he like holds it for like way too long. And you're like, okay, yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he's
little
holding
cheesy
it
for me.
like that because he's trying to just take it and not kill him.
Yeah. No, it's fine, but
But I hear what you're saying.
it's cheesy.
Didn't like it. Got it.
Don't like it.
Next and finally is the Star Trek Enterprise Award for the best scene of the episode.
I really like the scene where Worf and Picard are in the actual like council chambers and they're talking, and that's the scene where
Yeah, okay.
Picard's like, "No, I'm not talking to you as like a Klingon. I'm talking to you as like captain of the Federation. Like, you're not gonna murder my crew member."
Yeah.
I think that whole scene is really good because you get that, and then you get Worf saying like, "No, he'll die for Klingon," and
Yeah, and Kempak and all that. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, it's
Very,
good.
it's a very, very good scene.
And she calls him fat again, which is funny.
That's true. Yeah.
You get a lot. You get a lot in that scene, you know.
Yeah. Well, that is what Caleb thought of the episode. That's the award ceremony that he loves doing so much. We appreciate him doing that for us. Thank you.
Yeah, it's literally it's
It's the bane of
it's
your
just like Worf ceremony where every week I get hit with pain sticks and forced to answer questions.
Yep.
It's great.
Yep, and you must do it, otherwise you'll be greatly dishonored.
Yep, and it doesn't matter now anyway because he's not a Klingon. So he went through that So like now is he gonna have like another burning desire? Like, oh, I must go through my shit. Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh, no, he definitely won't do any Klingon things going forward at all.
No good. No good. You definitely won't get like a batleth at some point.
No.
That is very funny. It's like the thing that everybody knows about Worf is that he has a batleth. Like, still haven't seen it, and now he's been renounced as a Klingon. But now going forward, he'll have a like. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely
Got
not
it.
It's definitely not gonna get weird at all going forward. Not at all.
No, how could it? How could it?
Star Trek getting weird? How can it? Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But now it's your turn to let us know what you thought of the episode. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you want more of it? Or did you find that these sins of the father were not that bad? Let us know down below.
Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Next week's episode is episode 18 of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and that episode is entitled Allegiance.
Nice.
So we got that to look forward to. That'll be fun. But as always, if you enjoyed this review, make sure to like the video. If you disliked this review, dislike the video. Share it with all your friends and family and Trek enthusiasts. Subscribe so you don't miss a review. And ring that bell so you can catch a review as soon as it comes out. And then, after you're done watching reviews on this channel, you can always head on over to Caleb's channel. Caleb has a fun prop tutorial channel where he creates things from pop culture and other things like that. So you can always go over there and find something that he's made, something that you think, oh, I'd like to look at that, or I'd like to have one of those in my house. You can maybe find it on his channel and you can make it yourself. Also,
that's true.
In just a few days, we'll release part 2 of the Perfect Cell saga of Dragon Ball Z, where him and I cover that series over there on his channel. It's a fun perspective switch where I know nothing about it and he knows everything, all of it, just like me in Star Trek.
Yeah, everything. I know everything about it.
But there might be something new on the horizon that came out last Thursday or this upcoming Thursday. So, Caleb, is there something they should know about?
Probably. It's probably something cool. Check it out.
Yeah. So, while you're over there, find a video, like it, leave a comment, leave a suggestion of something for him to make or for him and I to talk about. That's always cool. Tell us what you think of our reviews of Dragon Ball Z, things of that nature, especially if you like the show. Talk about it, share it with people, but ultimately, whatever you decide, at least, please subscribe. We thank Ed, Mark Starr, and Captain Elimar once again for their Patreon support. We appreciate those guys. Wouldn't be getting this far without them. I'll put it here because I forgot to do it earlier. We specifically thank Ed, Mark Starr for taking it on the chin when another commander comes around and tells him what to do.
Yeah.
And perhaps putting together clues of desyncing codes. And we appreciate Captain Olimar for standing up for his friends and being perhaps the best Chadich you could ever ask for. Yeah. So we appreciate that. And we look forward to tackling Allegiance next week. And so, Caleb, send us out.
Computer.